New KZN Premier makes sweeping changes. In Durban, the IFP author Thamsanqa Ntuli is officially the new sheriff of the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government following his official swearing in as premier in Pietermaritzburg on Tuesday. As expected, soon after his swearing in, Ntuli announced sweeping changes for the provincial cabinet, retaining some old ANC MECs and introducing new ones from the IFP, the DA and the NFP in line with the Government of National Unity, GNU. IFP stalwart and Member of Parliament MP Reverend Musa Keith Zondi is the new MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs EDTEA, a position previously held by ANC Provincial Chairperson Siboniso Armstrong Duma, who now takes over the new augmented MEC for Transport and Human Settlements portfolio. Reacting to his deployment, Zondi told the Daily News, "I'm particularly chuffed that the Premier deployed me to such an important portfolio. In the next 5 years, I will aim to change the lives of the poorest of the poor." The leader of government business added, "We will also work to uplift business people so that our economy is stable." Reverend Tulasizwe Dominique Buthelezi takes over the Cooperative Government and Traditional Affairs COGTA. His deployment comes a week after he abruptly resigned as mayor of the Zululand District Municipality last week, cementing speculations that he was eyeing an MEC position. The previous MEC for COGTA, Bongi Sitole Moloi, was dropped from the provincial cabinet by the new premier. The deputy provincial chairperson of the ANC, Nomagugu Simelane, retained her position as the MEC for Health. The NFP's Mbali Cynthia Shinga was unveiled as the new MEC for Social Development, taking over from the ANC's Nonhlanhla Koza, who recently announced that she was exiting the government. The Public Works and Infrastructure Department is now under the stewardship of the DA, Lucas Marthinus Meyer. Another long-time DA veteran leader, Francois Andrianus Rogers, in the new MEC for Finance. The Departments of Public Works and Infrastructure and Education were previously led as MECs by Sipho Nkosi and Bali Fraser, respectively, but both failed to make the cut in the fresh provincial cabinet. The new MEC for the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development is Tembeni Peti Kamatlopa Mtetwa, IFP, a department previously led by the ANC's Super Zuma. Contrary to the reports that he would be axed, former MEC for Transport, Community Safety and Liaison Siposihle Emmanuel Hlomuka has made a comeback as the new MEC for the Department of Education. Hlomuka, also the Deputy Secretary of the ANC in KZN, replaces Mbali Fraser. The IFP's Mtomuhle Kaula is tasked with spearheading the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, a department formerly led by the ANC Provincial Treasurer Tutuko Mahlaba, who was dropped from the cabinet. The new Premier Ntuli announced that the Community Safety and Liaison portfolio would be placed in his office in a bid to adequately fight crime that is plaguing the province. Ntuli takes over the Nomusa Dube Ncube, becoming the 10th premier of the coastal province since the 1994 first democratic elections. Outside the Woodburn Rugby Stadium, a group of aggrieved Umkhonto weSizwe Party MK supporters protested against the election of Ntuli as premier of KZN. The MKP's KwaZulu-Natal said they had approached the courts to have the election of Ntuli Premier nullified. We have evidence that the processes were floated during his election as Premier on Friday, he said. The Jacob Zuma-backed MKP badged 37 seats in the provincial legislature, but is not part of the provincial government after the IFP ANC-DA-NFP coalition bloc ganged up on it. There were also a handful of Amakosi chanting traditional songs outside the marquee erected in the stadium. Ntuli took the solemn oath at 11 a.m. before KZN Judge President Obaboyo Dlati. This was followed by ululations and clapping from the guests who filled the marquee. Delivering his inaugural address as Premier, Ntuli said, "We will remain servants of our people. We will work to change the lives of our people of KwaZulu-Natal." Following the May 29th elections that failed to produce an outright majority winner in KZN, Ntuli said, "These election results have taught us that you, voters, are real bosses who called the shots. Today, we enter a pivotal new period of rebuilding our province that will require all of us to have clear minds while displaying visionary and committed leadership," said Ntuli. He thanked the voters for voting for the IFP. The IFP got 15 seats in the provincial legislature with 80 seats, while the ANC badged 14 and the DA 11. New KZN Premier outlines priorities. Newly inaugurated KwaZulu-Natal Premier Thami Ntuli on Tuesday signaled his government's intentions to prioritize service delivery by incorporating crime-fighting functions into the Premier's office. Ntuli, who is also the provincial chairperson of the IFP, was sworn in as the Premier of the province at a ceremony held in Pietermaritzburg on Tuesday. He moved swiftly to announce the new provincial coalition government, which brings together former political adversaries. The new Premier announced the realignment of departments in his government, which includes moving the community safety and liaison portfolio to the Premier's office. The move was welcomed by his partners in the Government of Provincial Unity, GPU, who said the Premier has the responsibility to ensure safety, security, and stability in the province. Ntuli also announced that the Department of Human Settlement will now be known as Transport and Human Settlements. His cabinet saw the dramatic return to the legislature of IFP veteran politician Reverend Musa Zondi, who will be the MEC for the Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs. Zondi, who was a confidant to the IFP founder, the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, returned to the party leadership structures in 2023. IFP bigwig and former mayor of Zululand District Municipality, Reverend Thulasizwe Buthelezi, will lead the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, COGTA. Buthelezi's appointment has raised eyebrows as he is also the traditional prime minister to the Zulu king, Misuzulu Kazuelitini. He has butted heads with ANC leaders and has been at the forefront of protecting the interests of the king and traditional leadership in KZN. Buthelezi was involved in the infamous mic-grabbing incident where ANC provincial chairperson Siboniso Duma took a microphone from Buthelezi as he tried to address the gathering at a traditional function in KwaXeza. The function was attended by government dignitaries including King Misuzulu and President Cyril Ramaphosa. DA Provincial Chairperson Francois Rogers was appointed Finance MEC, while Martin Meyer will be in charge of Public Works and Infrastructure. The appointment of the two DA leaders of these portfolios is in line with the party's objections of leading service delivery departments. Rogers is a veteran of the Finance Department, as he has been a member of the Finance and Standing Committee on Public Accounts (SCOPA) Committee. The Social Development Department went to Mbali Cynthia Shinga from the NFP, which was instrumental in getting the IFP, DA and ANC-backed coalition government over the line. And that's it from Injibs Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.